Hi, my name is Amanda with Almighty Emu Crafts, and today we're going to be learning how to seamlessly change colors both at the end of a row and in the middle of a row. So what I've done is just made a quick row of double crochets. I haven't finished the last stitch on my chain yet because that is where the magic happens, so to speak. So what we're going to start out with is we're going to complete most of this double crochet. So we're just going to yarn over, go through our chain, and then we're going to yarn over again, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first two loops, but instead of completing this double crochet with the same color we're working on, which would give us this extra loop of green at the top here, which would flow into the next row, I am going to instead complete it with the other color that we're going to be using. So I'm going to fold this over and leave a long enough tail because we're going to have to sew this in later. I'm just going to fold this over, and this loop that this creates on the end here, I'm going to pull through, and that will give us that top loop of the same color we're going to be working on in the next row. Now you're going to want to pull these other ends tight, make sure there's tension on everything as you continue up. So we'll chain up, two, turn, and then we can continue double crocheting as normal. We'll do a couple of these and then we'll switch back to the first color. So after we've got a little bit on here, we can cut off the extra tail. And again, we're going to leave a long enough tail on this color that we were using that we can sew these in now. And we're just going to continue a couple stitches here. Okay, so let's say on this next stitch, we're going to do most of our double crochet and then switch over. So we'll do the base of our double crochet. I've got the two loops left. We're going to let go of this yellow, bring over our other color again, fold it in half, leave a long tail, and we're going to pull this through. And again, tension on everything. We'll drop the tail, but make sure it stays tight. And then we can continue double crocheting. And you see how that top of that stitch is the color that we need it to be now. That's the important part. We'll finish out this row and I'll show you what we've got to do with these ends. All right, so I'm just going to clip everything, just finish off the end of this row. And then also, we haven't cut off our yellow yet, so we'll cut that off, leave a long tail. So this is what we're left with. You can see that those color changes are sharp, they're crisp. You can use that for graph ganning or anything where you just need a nice color change, especially in the middle of the row that looks really sharp. On this side here, we've just got to pull the tail a little bit to make that look a little bit sharper on both sides too, and you can see how nice that looks. Now with these tails, obviously they're still not tight in here. There's nothing that's keeping this from unraveling, which is why it's so important to weave these ends in afterwards. And you can see my how-to video on how to weave in ends, but it's very important to secure these ends in, otherwise you're going to have a mess. But after you sew those ends in, this is going to look just crisp and like you never even had to make a knot, because you didn't. So I hope you learned a lot on how to seamlessly color change today. Be sure to check back next week. We'll have more tips and tricks then. Thanks so much.